Okay, so today we're going to be doing a little bit of a different video. We are going to be taking a look at, I say new, but at the time it's not old, but it's not as new, like fresh on the market, I guess. But Razer's newest Blackwidow keyboard, the Blackwidow X Chroma. Just giving a little bit of a review about it and what I think about it, my personal opinion, and I'll be comparing it a little bit to the Blackwidow Chroma, not the X Chroma, but the Blackwidow Chroma. Alright, so first thing we're going to be comparing is, like I said, I would be comparing the Blackwidow and the Blackwidow X Chroma. Of course, they're both chromas. The lightings are both the same. The Blackwidow X Chroma just has Razer green switches, while the Blackwidow Chroma, just the plain Blackwidow Chroma, has Razer green and orange switches, just depending on what you like. So, of course, they're both chroma, like I said. The Blackwidow X Chroma, they have more exposed keys, which some people do not like, but in my opinion, I think it's nicer than the Blackwidow Chroma, how it's contained in, I guess you could say. But, you know, it's just whatever you like. In the end, that's what it comes down to, is your personal preference. And then another thing is that the Blackwidow X Chroma has a metal finish on it, unlike the Blackwidow Chroma, which is all plastic. Another thing that I've noticed is I don't have a Blackwidow Chroma, but I do have the Blackwidow X Chroma. And the thing that I have noticed that I've used, like with the Blackwidow Chroma, like in Best Buy or something like that, is that the keys, they get fingerprints on them very easily. And of course the rest of the keyboard, which is plastic, so it shows a lot of fingerprints and stuff. But you know, I guess that's what you get with plastic, so I guess you can spend a little more for that, unfortunately. Another thing that people have kind of debated about is the macro keys on the Blackwidow Chroma. Of course that one has it, but as you can see, the Blackwidow X Chroma does not have that. And like I've said before, like I'm going to say that about a million times in this video, it comes down to what you like. In my opinion, or from what I've played, I don't think macro keys are something that's necessary, but some people really like them. And hey, if that's what you like, go with this keyboard, the Blackwidow Chroma. But if you don't really care and you just want a more, I don't know if durable is the right word, but a different build, I guess a stronger build maybe, then go with the Blackwidow X Chroma. Another thing that the Blackwidow X Chroma ditched from the Blackwidow Chroma are the USB and headphone and microphone jack on the side, which, I mean, that's just something that most keyboards don't have that. So, I mean, again, comes down to preference. If you really think that's necessary, go with it then. But if you don't really need it, I'd highly recommend the X Chroma. Alright, so now we're going to stop comparing a little bit, especially what all this video has been so far. But now I'm just going to do straight on review my opinion of the Blackwidow X Chroma. I think the metal, they call it military grade metal on the outside. It is very nice. I love it. It's got a nice feel to it. A lot of people, like I said, don't like how the keys are, I guess, more exposed. But I actually kind of like that. It just gives it, I don't know, the lighting looks really amazing with that way, especially when you turn all the lights off and it's dark outside or you don't have any windows. It looks amazing. Give it a little bit of a sound test here and go ahead and listen to this. So it sounds pretty good. Love that clicky sound. It even sounds better in person. I've seen videos about it. I'm like, wow, that's pretty sick. But when I got this keyboard, it came in the mail. I freaking got it out. Literally the first thing I did before I even took it out of the box, if you'll notice, if you have ever seen one, they've got like the little arrows that are exposed to test. And that was the first thing I did. I'm like, I really just want to click that button. And I'm like, oh, that is so nice. Honestly, it's just so amazing. But anyway, so moving on, the keyboard has a 80 million keystroke lifespan, which no one's ever going to go through 80 million keystrokes. And, well, I mean, I guess you could eventually, but Even that, it'll probably last longer than that. But 80 million keystrokes are a lot, so don't ever worry about breaking your keys unless you slam it really hard. I said earlier that they did get rid of the macro keys on here, but they have a new thing with Razer Synapse. Well, I guess it's not new, but they have a thing in Razer Synapse, which is a software for the keyboard that, you know, lets you control the lighting and everything about the keyboard. You can program any keys that you can, like, say you don't use the print screen up in the top of your keyboard. You can change that to literally whatever you want. I mean, it's not the easiest to reach because you have to either take your hands off the WASD keys when you're playing a game, or you have to take your right hand off the mouse. So, I mean, that's just an example. Of course, that's not really something practical to do. But just giving an example of that, kind of, I guess, their answer to getting rid of the macro keys. So, the next thing we're going to talk about is that there are several versions of this keyboard. There's not just the Razer Blackwidow X Chroma. There are several versions of this keyboard. I mean, not like 5 million, but there is a few. So if you go to the Razer website and you are on the homepage, okay, you're going to want to go to the top left, right next to the green Razer logo, hit hardware, hit keyboards, and then go over to the right and hit the Blackwidow family. So once you click on that, it's going to take you to a page, kind of like a side-by-side comparison of the two keyboards, the Razer Blackwidow X Chroma and the Razer Blackwidow Chroma. Basically all the models of that keyboard together, comparing them, plus that's where you can buy them. So we're not going to be comparing them again, but we're just going to be taking a look at the right side of the Razer Blackwidow X Chroma lineup. So first off, there is, just like I said, the Razer Blackwidow X Chroma. It has everything on it, just the regular version, I guess you could say, of this keyboard. Nothing missing or anything like that. It's just the full $159.99 version, plus tax, of course, version of the keyboard. Then you scroll down a little bit, and there is the Razer Blackwidow X Tournament Edition. And basically, this keyboard comes in at $129.99. So basically, this is just the Razer Blackwidow X Chroma with a little thing, I guess, missing. You could say a little thing, but it does not have a numpad on it, unlike the Razer Blackwidow Chroma does. It's basically just the full keyboard, like I said, without the numpad. So, if you just don't really use the numpad and you still want all your awesome and sick colors and stuff like that, this is definitely the keyboard to go with. It's a little cheaper than just the full version, and it's got, like I said, everything but the numpad. Then the next version we have is the Razer Blackwidow X Ultimate, and that comes in at $99. And honestly, this might be the best deal you can get of this lineup of keyboard. This is the exact same keyboard as the Razer Blackwidow X Chroma, except it does not have the fancy lights. Like I said, it is $99. Literally has everything that the Chroma has, just without the fancy lights. So this, like I said, this might be the best one to go with if you're on a budget and you're not looking to blow a whole bunch of money. And then the final one that we have is the Razer Blackwidow X Tournament Edition. And this one is coming in at $69.99. This is the, I guess, cheapest model of this keyboard that you can get. Nothing really special about it except for the Razer switches in it. It is literally this keyboard without the numpad, without the fancy lights. Actually, there's no lights at all on this thing. And it is just the basic model of this keyboard. So if you were on an extreme budget, this is, I guess, what you would have to go with. But yeah, this is kind of just the negative version of this keyboard, but you know, it's still alright. Looks pretty nice still. I mean, it's a Razer keyboard. I mean, not saying Razer's the best thing out there, but they do have some pretty nice keyboards. They do a pretty good job with all the things they do. So the last thing I'm going to talk about in this video is the lights in the keyboard and how you can either make your own or just change the lighting effects. So the first thing you're going to have to do is go to the Razer website and download the Razer Synapse software. It's free, completely safe. Of course, it's coming from the Razer website. But what you want to do is once you have that installed, you're going to open it up. And if it's not there already, it'll take a minute, but your Razer keyboard will come up in the bottom left tray looking thing. And you're going to basically want to click on that. there are 3 tabs at the top, not the very top, because there's 4 main tabs at the top that says keyboard, macros, Chroma apps, or stats. Once you click on the keyboard, you're going to want to go under lighting and make a new profile if you want to customize one, or you can just keep this profile and then change one of the default effects that it has. There are, like I said, several of these, and of course everyone's favorite probably is the wave. It is pretty cool, but another one is the ripple, which looks pretty sick because whenever you click a key, it's like you throw a rock in the pond or something like that, and you know how it ripples like that. It looks pretty sick. I'm showing up on the screen right now what that looks like. Credits to my sister who helped me do that. She wanted to be in my video. But anyway, yeah. So it's pretty awesome what you can do. If you want to make your own, you're going to have to go to the little thing that next to the effect tab, hit that says Chroma Configurator. You want to click on that, take a second to load, and then you're going to get to this little keyboard looking thing. You're going to get to this new tab that shows your whole keyboard. Everything's going to be selected, and you can learn on your own. It might take some time. You may have to look up some more videos on how to make your own and how everything works in the software. It's not that it is that complicated. It's just going to take a lot of time to do this, but you can literally make a light show out of this thing if you spend the time on it. It's pretty insane what you can do with these LEDs. Also, if you go under the one of the default effects that the software gives you, and you click on just static, that is just literally one color. And there is literally 16.8 million colors, I think, that you can choose from. Not when you hit the drop down arrow, because there's only like 20 or so of those. But you hit custom, and there's literally like a big color wheel kind of thing that you can literally choose from. Choose any color that you want. Hit OK, and it'll literally change to that color. It is pretty insane. I mean, they are LEDs, so you can make them whatever color you want. They're gonna last forever, even if you left the lights on all the time for like 15 years or so. Probably it may even last longer than that, like not even joking. LEDs last forever nowadays. But anyway, I hope you did enjoy this video. I put a lot of time and effort into this, so if you could show your support and leave a like on this video, maybe even consider subscribing, it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you all so very much for watching, and if you have any questions at all, or if you want me to make another review video or something like that, don't be afraid to comment it down below. I haven't really done any of these before, so let me know how well I did, I guess, in the comments, since this is my first one. Hope you did enjoy, like I said, and I will see you on my next video. Goodbye, everybody.